filters out. So what this is our exhaust box. Now Minnie, the body shop girl, says that's pretty big. She didn't realize it was going to be this big.
Yeah.
But let me show you something. All right. This is our exhaust wall. Now you're looking at this box laying down. All right. This is actually the bottom. That's the top, and this is the side that's going to be facing inside the paint booth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you put this on there, all right, this is going to go like that on this end. You see there?
Yeah.
So this goes on this end just like that. And then on the other side, down here, when I stand it up, the exhaust fan will be right here.
Oh. Sounds cool. Are you going to put like wheels on it? Are you going to drag it? Is it going to be permanent?
Do you kind of get the idea now?
I do. I didn't. I
Okay,
thought.
you didn't realize what was going on, am I
No,
right?
I thought you were gonna cut another hole in the building and put this on one end of the building and then.
Okay, this is
pan on the
exhaust.
other.
This is exhaust. I'm going to make some panels that go on the windows. Remember I told you I put the windows in there?
Oh.
So that will be my intake filters.
Okay.
There'll be one intake filter on each window. And then this is the exhaust, just like in our other paint booth.
Okay.
Let me make it real simple. This is the yellow filters.
Okay, I got it now.
Okay.
Did you see a big light bulb? Yeah, I got it now. Okay, I got it now. I'm building a homemade paint booth. Do you understand now what's going on?
Yes, I do.
Now you kind of figured it out? Okay.
Yeah, I get it now.
So this thing's
Yeah.
going to stand up, we're going to close the door down on it,
Right.
and the filters will be low.
I just didn't get the intake part. I couldn't figure
Okay.
out, because you didn't mention that,
Right.
and I couldn't figure out where that part was coming from, and I thought it was both there, and I'm like,
Look
how
what
is
we
that
got
gonna
behind
work?
you. What are those?
Yeah, those are the exhausts.
Exactly.
Right. Well, yeah, I
That's
knew
the
that.
particle separators that you
Right.
need to protect the EPA environment.
Right, yeah,
But to do it properly, you can't have the fan in front of it.
exactly.
That fan sitting in front of it, I'm going to let everybody know, that exhaust wall is for touch-up painting and for priming. That's it. And if I'm doing any type of work in here that is creating hazardous
Dust in-
smoke or
Dust in the air.
dust in the air, I can turn that fan on.
Right.
And it does have the options to put filters in it, but I very rarely ever do. Okay. Thank you very much, Minnie, the body shop girl.
Thank you.
You can go back to working whatever you were working on.
All right.
So there you go. That's the deal. I'm in the middle of finishing this box, and I think it's going to come out really nice. I really think it's going to work good. And it's going to be lightweight. It's going to be a lot lighter than if I made it out of wood. And it's also going to be fireproof. And that's our main situation when making this. And I'm going to tell everybody, I want everybody to listen real close. If you are in the market of making your own exhaust box, I have a lot of pre-cut metal already available, and that is up for sale. So if you're interested in buying that, contact my friend Pete, and we can get you a exhaust panel made or whatever you need, because I have got to get rid of this. So if you're out there and you're making a homemade paint booth and you need some type of a filter box made and you need a filter holder, contact me. We can get the measurements you need and make one up and send it out to you for a very reasonable price. So when you're building stuff like this, of course you're going to have trials and tribulations unless you actually draw blueprints up, which I don't do. My blueprints are right here. If I run into mistakes, I'll go ahead and chop, cut, dice, and slice to get everything to work. We had a few problems when I put the center braces in. I forgot to compensate for the deepness, the depth of the filter holders, so I had to cut those off and make new ones to recess up. And then I measured wrong, which everybody's going to do that sometime in their life. I measured the center beams wrong, those center supports, and it was an inch too short. So when I put them together, of course, it was like bowed, like this, and I didn't know. I had to cut all 4 of them off, rework them, redo them. We got it all in place. Everything turned out okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and then we're going to get that fan in there and see what it looks like. Okay, so we got the fan frame made for it. Can Minnie get an angle up under there so we can see what it looks like? I really believe this is probably going to be the better deal for me versus the little fan. Can you see it in there? Does it look pretty good?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Plenty of room.
Yeah. So we got the fan on this side way over here, and then of course the filters are on that side way over there. But being the filters are 8 inches long, they actually go to about right here, where my foot ends. So I think it's going to work out good. I think it's going to be a nice system. I'm going to go ahead and finish this thing out and see what happens from there. Hopefully it's going to work.
I think it looks like it's going to do just fine.
Okay. I'm going to put sheet metal right there. Look at that.
All right. As you can see, Pete's got the first sheet of sheet metal on the box. And what he's doing now is he is cutting out the opening for the fan. He's having a little bit of trouble because of the glue, but other than that, it's all working out pretty damn good. Well, the current debate on the box right now is whether or not to put sheet metal on the bottom, because the box is going to be setting on the ground when it's in use. And the garage door, the overhead door, of course, is going to come and set down flush on the box. So we're debating on whether or not to enclose the whole thing or leave that bottom open. And just a note, when you're using a plasma cutter, you have to have a very good ground or it doesn't really want to work well.
Yeah.
And he's just using the other piece of metal as a guide. And there's the glue.
Yeah.
Up at the top.
That was a bitch. Now what we're doing here, I don't know if Minnie told you, we are not welding these panels on. Alright, let me turn this over. We're screwing and gluing. Now, I'm debating whether to put a panel on the bottom. I really don't think I ought to. What are you thinking?
It's up to you. I don't know. I got no opinion on that.
Well, we're going to find out.
Alright, well, I'm standing way away from him because he is using a skill saw to cut this piece of sheet metal in half. Really freaking dangerous. Oh my god! And I just felt the metal hit me in the head. So I'm hoping he doesn't cut his freaking arm off or something. He's using some kind of, oh, see there? He's using some kind of special Diamond Diablo steel blade or some crap. It's red. But, yeah. He should be able to do it, but who knows with our luck. And the noise level is like outrageous. What is he looking at? What is the problem? Oh, well, as you can see, the sheet metal, there's nothing to support it. And, yeah. Oh, shit. Would you like me to come help you? It was in there. There you go. You can't hear him, but he's really cussing a lot in his head. That's not out loud, which is surprising and shocking. Yeah. Oh, but it's there. You just don't realize it, and you just can't hear it, but it's there. Along with a lot of bad acting. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't cut that piece of wood in half. And with any luck, he measured it properly. Son of a gun! Wow, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, hello! Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody something. What you just saw me do is really dangerous. Okay? Don't attempt to do that unless you're a professional.
Well, I don't know if y'all can hear that noise, but that's Pete in there welding. And why is he welding a finished box, you ask? Why? Because the box isn't finished. Because Pete forgot to compensate for the fact that the ground is not level. The ground slopes down. So now we got, as you can see right there, a gap. Yes, we have a gap. A big gap. No, not really a big gap, but there is a gap on both sides. So Pete's in there using 1-inch angle iron to fill the gap. Yeah. So as you can see right here, he's already welded the piece on right here. And that's what he's doing over there. And that's to compensate for the gap because there's a slope. So you may be asking yourself, how much money did Pete spend on this box? And on the big box? And on the metal that's inside? On the insulation that's inside? On the lights that's inside? On the windows inside? And all the other stuff that's on the inside of this homemade paint booth? Well, let me tell you folks, he could have bought two brand spanking new paint booths and put them inside the building and it'd have been a done deal. I'm talking done deal. They would have come out here, built it, erected it, and it'd have been done. Wired it up, it'd have been a done deal. But no! Does Pete ever listen to Minnie? Hell no! So Pete is fixing his square rectangle box that he's building, his exhaust box that's been exhaustingly expensive. And yeah, so there's where we stand. Pete's fixing the box that was done. It's not done. Hopefully it'll be done soon. Oh, and then one other thing I forgot to tell you.
Hello? Forgot to mention the bullshit paint that I bought.
That's what I would...
$1 a gallon. It's got 3 fucking coats on it. It ain't worth a shit. Turn the microphone around, please. Okay? This has been the biggest bullshit joke I've ever fucking ran across in my life.
And if he would have listened to his wife, he wouldn't be doing this bullshit joke, would he?
Yeah, look at this wonderful paint.
Bullshit! That's what it is!
You almost fucking hit me with that, Pete.
Damn, motherfucker!
Yeah, the bad acting now. Yeah, look at this wonderful paint. Look at that. Wow. $40 a gallon direct to metal paint. Yeah.
$40 a gallon and it looks like fucking shit, okay?
I told him to buy
$40 a gallon. I got fucking paint in there. I could have painted it with fucking automotive paint and look better than this bullshit. It's called Exo Rust Direct Metal. This is what you need to do with that shit right here, okay?
And once again, did he listen to me? I told him to buy some rattle cans of Krylon or Rust-Oleum, but no.
So what I gotta do now,
we're gonna leave it
where's
looking
my
like
wire?
crap is what we're gonna do
Where's
now.
my wire at? My roll of
I
wire.
don't know, up your ass? Who knows?
Did you leave it in there?
I didn't do nothing with it.
You brought it in there to get the washers.
It's in there.
Okay, is it in there?
It's right there. Where he left it.
So what I gotta do now is wire this bitch up for the exhaust fan. I'm gonna take these big washers, and you can see that fits on there, and I will weld these to the angle iron inside, and that'll hold my wire going around. Does that make sense?
I got no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, let me go ahead and make a picture here.
I don't care.
Okay, the exhaust fan's in here.
Yeah.
The electric motor's in here. I gotta run the wires from here all the way down to that corner over there. So it's either I'm gonna screw into the sheet metal, which is bullshit, or I'm gonna put these washers, I'm gonna weld them onto the angle iron all the way around, because I want my on and off switch down there, okay?
There you go.
Does that make it easier for you?
Is he the most rude and obnoxious person you've ever seen? Yeah, I think so. He's the one that wanted to build the paint booth and now he's complaining every step of the way. If he would have listened to me, it would have been a done deal.
So we're gonna kind of get a look at what's going on here. You can see with the door down, I'm gonna go ahead and put the door down. All right. There you go. What's the problem now? What's the problem?
Okay, you added on a piece because the ground is slanted to close the door and now there's going to be a gap on this side.
I'm gonna add a piece of rubber. Okay? I'm putting a motherfucking piece of rubber on this white here, and I'm gonna get some on Amazon. I got it there, and I'll glue that shit on here so both seals will seal. I ain't fucking doing nothing else.
There you go.
And there's your exhaust right there, okay?
There you go. Perfect.
I'm gonna have the switch right here,
On and off.
and then what we'll do is we'll put the variable speed switch on it, and then I'll be able to plug it in right here, and everything will work.
Perfect.
Okay, I gotta get to work, alright? I got a lot of shit going
All right,
on.
you're the one who wanted me to film.
I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to jerk off.
Okay, as you guys saw what's happening here. Again, let me reiterate, the ground is sloped to keep the water away from the building. So what he did to fix the door up there is he put that piece, as you can see, it gets narrow and it's wider to close the gap. But then when he closes that down on this box, what happens? There's a gap on this side. Yeah, Yeah, so there's a gap on this side on the bottom, gap on this side on the top. Yeah, if he would have listened to me, he would have had a brand spanking new paint booth installed, erected by the company we bought it from, and it would have been done probably in one day. Done deal.
I forgot to mention my fucking labor.
Yeah, done deal. He never listens to
Oh,
me.
I forgot. My friend Pete works for free. I forgot. I'm a freaky guy.
Yep. Later.
My labor's never mentioned anywhere. I work for free, and I do shit dirt cheap, and the microphone's turned around the wrong fucking way as usual.
Because I was talking in it.
Yeah. I got work to do. I'll
Good.
talk to you later.
Nobody's talking to you anyhow.
Yeah.
And I'm turning the microphone back around. Yeah. The box. The exhaust box. The wonderful exhaust box. Yeah.